Early in the morning, before most people even wake up, the birds begin singing. One call echoes from a tree, another answers from far away. Then suddenly, an entire neighborhood fills with sound. To us, it feels peaceful, beautiful, relaxing. But what if those songs are not really music at all? What if your backyard birds are actually sending warnings, making threats, defending territory, and challenging rivals every single morning? Because according to scientists, bird song is one of the most complex communication systems in nature. And once you understand what birds are truly saying, the sounds outside your window may never feel the same again. Imagine standing in a forest at sunrise. A robin begins singing loudly from a high branch. Moments later, another robin answers from farther away, then another and another. To human ears, it sounds like random birds singing together. But in reality, those birds may be carefully spacing themselves across invisible territorial boundaries. Each song carries information: who the bird is, how strong it is, where its territory begins, and whether intruders should stay away. In many ways, bird songs function like warning signs in the sky, and every morning, birds are broadcasting them constantly. For birds, territory means survival. A good territory contains food, water, nesting locations, protection from predators, and access to mates. Without territory, many birds cannot successfully raise young. That means defending territory becomes extremely important. But physical fighting is dangerous. Even small injuries can become fatal in the wild. So instead of fighting constantly, birds evolved something smarter: acoustic territory defense. In simple terms, birds use sound to claim ownership of space. A singing bird is often announcing, "This area belongs to me," and nearby rivals understand the message immediately. Scientists studying bird behavior discovered that many species respond aggressively when recordings of rival songs are played inside their territory. Some birds fly directly toward the sound source. Others increase song volume. Some display threat behaviors, because to territorial birds, an unfamiliar song may signal invasion. And surprisingly, birds do not just hear songs. They analyze them. Every detail matters: pitch, speed, repetition, volume. Even tiny differences can carry important information. A strong, healthy bird often produces more powerful, consistent songs. Weak or stressed birds may sound different. This allows rivals to estimate each other without direct combat. In nature, information prevents unnecessary risk. But birdsong becomes even more fascinating when scientists study acoustics. Sound behaves differently depending on the environment. Dense forests absorb sound quickly. Open fields allow sound to travel farther. Wind changes sound direction. Humidity changes clarity. Even temperature affects acoustic movement. Birds evolved songs specifically adapted to their habitats. Forest birds often use lower, slower whistles that travel effectively through trees. Open habitat birds may use sharper, faster calls. Some species even sing from elevated perches to maximize sound distance. Every habitat creates different acoustic challenges, and birds adapted over millions of years to solve them. Researchers discovered that some bird songs are carefully designed to travel specific distances. Not too short, not too far, just enough to reach neighboring rivals. This creates invisible acoustic borders between territories. A bird does not need to physically patrol every inch of land constantly. Its voice does the work. And nearby birds constantly monitor those signals. In many bird species, silence itself can become suspicious. If a territorial male suddenly stops singing, nearby rivals may move closer to investigate, because absence of song may indicate weakness, injury, or opportunity. Bird territory is like an invisible battlefield controlled through sound. And sometimes, these vocal battles become incredibly intense. Two rival birds may sing back and forth repeatedly for hours, each attempting to overpower the other acoustically. Scientists call this song matching. One bird copies another bird's song patterns as a direct challenge. This behavior is especially common in species with advanced vocal learning abilities. The message is clear: I hear you, I recognize you, and I am not leaving. Birds may avoid physical combat for as long as possible, but their songs can become highly aggressive. And here's where things become truly incredible. Many birds recognize specific rivals individually. not just species. Specific birds. Researchers discovered territorial birds often respond differently to familiar neighbors versus strangers. This is called the dear enemy effect. A neighboring bird that consistently respects territorial boundaries becomes predictable. Predictable rivals are less dangerous. But unfamiliar intruders trigger stronger aggression. Why? Because strangers may attempt takeover. So birds learn the voices of neighboring rivals over time. They memorize acoustic identities. Some species can distinguish tiny vocal differences humans cannot even hear. To birds, every voice contains identity, and memory plays a huge role in this system. Birds remember rivals, locations, song patterns, territory edges. Some birds return to the same territories year after year, meaning neighboring rivals may recognize each other across multiple breeding seasons. Incredible as it sounds. Some bird territories operate almost like long-term agreements. As long as boundaries remain respected, major conflict stays limited. But during breeding season, everything becomes more intense. Male birds often sing far more frequently during spring because competition increases dramatically. Now, territory is not only about survival, it is also about attracting mates. And females may judge males partly through song quality. Complex songs can signal health, energy, genetic fitness, experience. A bird capable of singing loudly and consistently demonstrates strength. Because singing itself requires energy and exposes birds to predators, a weak, unhealthy bird struggles to maintain powerful territorial signals. So songs become honest advertisements, not just warnings to rivals, but signals to potential mates too. And some species possess astonishing vocal abilities. Mockingbirds imitate multiple species. Lyrebirds copy chainsaws, alarms, and cameras. Crows communicate complex social calls. Songbirds can learn regional dialects, yes. Bird dialects actually exist. Scientists discovered some bird populations develop local song variations depending on geography. Birds from different areas may sound slightly different despite belonging to the same species. Young birds learn songs socially from adults around them, meaning bird culture can spread acoustically across generations. In some cases, birds from separate populations struggle to understand each other perfectly. Nature created regional accents long before humans did, but modern environments are changing bird song in unexpected ways. Cities create enormous noise pollution. Traffic, machinery, construction, human activity, low-frequency urban noise interferes with bird communication. So some birds adapt by singing louder, higher-pitched, or at different times of day. Scientists observed urban birds modifying songs to cut through city noise. This adaptation may help survival, but it also changes bird behavior dramatically. In noisy environments, territorial misunderstandings become more common. Songs become harder to hear clearly. Rival detection weakens. Communication becomes less effective. Imagine trying to defend your home if nobody could hear your warnings properly. That is increasingly becoming reality for many birds. And despite all this complexity, most humans still hear bird songs as simple background sound. But every morning, an invisible communication network surrounds us. Birds are announcing territory, recognizing rivals, attracting mates, warning intruders, shoring identity, broadcasting survival information across the landscape, all through sound. The next time you hear birds singing outside your window, pause for a moment. Listen carefully. That cheerful melody may actually be a territorial warning, a challenge to rivals, or a declaration of ownership. To birds, song is not merely beauty. It is survival. It protects food, protects nests, protects future generations. And sometimes, a single voice can control an entire territory without one physical fight ever happening. For creatures so small, birds possess one of the most advanced natural communication systems on Earth, and most of it happens completely unnoticed above our heads every single day. If you enjoyed this mystery of bird communication, subscribe to Backyard Bird Mysteries for more fascinating wildlife science videos every week, and tell us in the comments. What bird do you hear singing most often near your home?